Selected. Voiceover on.
Hey guys, it's me, Mama Dove, and tonight is Storytime Sunday.
Portrait. YouTube.
It's gonna be a little of a tricky one since I might have announced their passing, but I only put it on private because it was hard for me to talk about. But I think now it's been a month and I guess supposedly fine about it, as some people say I am, but sometimes I'm just wish they were back. As you can tell by the title and by their image of their last photo, it was taken January 29th, I want to say. I don't know when the photo was taken, but today's Storytime Sunday.
0 watching now. 0 likes.
If anyone's watching, you may all come on and listen to it. So, what happened to Violet and Nigel? Basically, I'll go from the beginning. Well, Friday, my mom had noticed something was wrong, and I wished she would have told me, and I would have done something, but honestly, she didn't want to be rude and ignorant and text me in school and say, hey, something's wrong with your bird, can you call me? Well, I was at work, and, I knew nothing of it, but she said that they were, turning their necks all the way around and, bending it towards their back, their back feathers. I don't know how a bird could do that. That sounds really painful. That's like me, if I tried to twist my neck all the way around, I'd probably end up paralyzing myself. But, apparently they were able to do that. They were twisting their necks and leaning backwards, as if something was wrong. And, when my mom described they were fluffed up, quiet, whatever. Well,
Finish. Lip. 0 watching now. 0
she
likes.
goes to work. Nothing happens, whatever. She feeds them seeds and water. Now, not to mention, we just bought new seeds. And I'll try to pull up, I'll make a separate video talking about what they were. It's going to be a real short one. And I'll pull up the picture as to what it was. It was an orange box. There was a picture of a parakeet. It was orange flavored seeds. And that's okay, they could have it. Well,
Chat options. Button. Chat. Top chat. Some messages, such as potential spam.
that
Finish.
next
Button.
day,
Chat options. Button. Top chat. Lip chat. All messages. Lip
that
chat.
Friday,
YouTube.
I...
Messenger. Now. Nikki Marie. LOL. Notification. Messenger. YouTube.
Sorry
Welcome
about
to lip
that.
chat. Remember to guard your pride.
Anyways, so that night, I go and see my mom. And, we work for a little while. I'm talking to Michelle. And nothing's really going on. So, late that night,
YouTube. Finish.
we
Finish. Lip. 0 watching now.
get to the house. And my sister's like, Violet is still awake. But she's still twisting her neck all the way back. Bending. And I thought, okay, she's just being crazy. Some birds will do tricks like that. They'll freaking do whatever the hell it is and then end up paralyzing themselves. Well, usually they'll wake me up at about 8:30 in the morning on the weekends. On Saturday morning, I checked the time on my phone, and it's 8:30. I think nothing of it, I think they're sleeping. So I go back to bed. I thought, okay, At least they're not being noisy. So 9 o'clock comes around. I look over again. They're still sleeping. I'm like, okay. They must have been really tired. And about an hour goes by, at least an hour and a half. Now it's 10:20 to be the latest. I get up. And it's not the best time to check it out because I went to go uncover them and I couldn't find them at first. I thought, okay, this is weird. Maybe they're hiding all behind their toys and shit. Well, I look at the bottom of my phone, my heart drops. And I'm like, oh my God. And their seeds were tilled. Their water was still good. And I opened the cage door thinking they're playing a joke on me. Because I know my old parakeet Jay did that. You know, he played a trick on me, playing dead, and he woke up and snapped on my hand. So I thought, okay, they're going to do the same. I know they are.
Finish.
Well,
0 watching now. 0 likes.
I opened the bird cage and I nudge Violet. Now I'm doing it harder. Now I'm really moving her. I'm like, okay, she's just playing with me. I know she is.
Alert. Low battery.
And
Low power mode. Button.
so
Finish. Button.
I kind of
0 watching now. 0 likes.
grabbed at her tail feather. And it's, really smooth. And then I find Violet, still as ever. His feathers were stiff and hard. And I was thinking the worst possible thing ever. They were both dead. Sure enough, they were. And I immediately texted Sandy. I said, hey, Sandy Grace. And she said, yeah, what's wrong? She knew something was wrong because I would never say her name like that. And I told her, I said, Violet's not moving. She's like, what do you mean? Send me pictures. And I did. And she's like, oh my God.
Finish. Lift. 0 watching now.
And I'm
0
like, what?
Accessibility shortcuts. Voiceover off.
She's like, I hate to break it to you, but it looks like they had
Voiceover
slipped
on. Portrait. YouTube. Finish.
at the bottom of their cage. And I was like, are you kidding me? And she said, no, I'm not.
Massey Werner. Hi.
Who is this? And so I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And she's like, it looked like the one had a heart attack and the other one passed with a broken heart. Who is this on her? So then my mom gets up. She's seeing me all sheepish. She's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I need to tell you something. She's like, okay, give me a minute. And then my sister gets up. She's like, what's going on? For young kids, they really should not be involved of situations like this. So I was like, nothing.
Lift. 1 watching now. 1 like.
And, and then my mom was like, what's wrong? And I told her, I said, they're at the bottom of the cage. And she's like, what? I said, yeah. And she runs in a room, she rips off the blanket, and she has a sheepish look on her face, and so did I. And my sister was like, what's going on, what's going on? And we finally told her, which kind of scarred her for the day. I kept the door locked after they passed away because I didn't want nobody going in there. I was like, you know what, let's just stay out of there for the day. They died in our room. It was a creepy sight.
Finish.
And
one watching now. One like.
I wished I'd never seen them that way. I would have took in some feathers, but it would have been gruesome. Just
Finish. Button.
I had a phone call.
Chat. Messenger. Finish. Lip. 0 watching now. One like.
But anyways, I was in shock and terrified at the same time because the way I found them. I honestly don't know how they passed away. I was told by several people in my groups that they passed away. And I was literally heartbroken. They asked me what I wanted to do with the birds, and I said just bury them. So that's what my mom and my siblings did. They buried the birds. And I couldn't even say goodbye to them. It was heart-wrenching. They'd asked if I had any words to say, and they just lost it. I wanted to say that they would be missed, but at that time, I wasn't able to.
Finish. Lip. 0 watching now. One like. Switch camera. Chat option. Chat options. Chat. Live chat. All messages are visible. Finish. Massey Werner. Hi. Sick. Messenger. Finish. Lip. 0 watching now. One like.
I couldn't bear to say anything to them. Our numbers, they were put in a bag and wrapped and buried deep into the ground outside in the snow. They put a big log, like a rock, over it so no animals could get into them. And I was at a loss throughout the whole day. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't even want to go anywhere or do anything. My mom tried getting me to do something. She's like, you need to get out, you can't fall into a state of depression.
Facebook. Now. Maria Craig posted in Feather Friends Forever.
So I went out for about 2 hours with her and my sister. And then after that, we went back home, watched some movies, and then I went back into the room they passed away in. I cleaned out their cage. It was heart-wrenching just cleaning out the food and water. And then we dumped the whole cage into soaking hot water to clean it out. And then we just stuffed it in the basement. I didn't know how hard it would have hit me, but it did hit me like a bag of rocks. I was in a blur, like I didn't know what was going on anymore. I didn't want to talk to anybody that day. I forced myself to talk to Michelle to try to tell her something about a situation we had, and then my friend Sandy, she kept shutting on me. Because she knows how bad it is when you lose a feather baby.
Facebook. Now. Maria Craig posted in 50 Shades.
she knows the pain. She's like,
Finished. Live. 0 watching now. 1 like.
she's like, how are you doing? Are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. And, like, I would say, yes, I'm fine. I just miss them. She's like, I know the pain. I understand. Later on that night, I got a message from my Aunt Carolyn. She's like, what are you doing up so late? And I told her the sudden death. The next day on Sunday, it was still a blur. It's just crazy. And then on Monday morning when I got to school, I just lost it.
Facebook. Now. Megan Butler added a photo.
It's because I knew I would never walk home to them screeching in excitement no more. I had to deal with it. I never thought I'd take it so bad. Like, I thought I would have with Smokey when she passed away. With her, it was different because I wasn't physically with her when she died. And I did take it hard. It's just not hard enough as this time. But, yeah. That's what basically happened to my parents. She won't see them anymore. And I'm sorry for those of you who liked their videos and probably saved it. But they're gone. They can rest in peace. They don't have to struggle like they did. They're in good hands with my great-grandpa and everybody that I know of. So, yeah.